I hesitated for a long time before making this video. I mean, making a top 10 list about the best looking hidden super desperation moves in KOF 2002 UM is a daunting task. Not only the game has the biggest roster in the entire series, meaning that cuts will be made and sacrifices will be taken, but also ranking something based on its looks is very subjective. That's why, once again, I turned to you and asked for your help, and loyal friends as you are, you sure responded with abundance and made my task a bit easier. Thank you for helping me out reducing the 66 candidates to 10 entries, plus another 10 as honorable mentions. Without further ado, here are the top 10 best looking HSDMs in KOF 02 UM. Orochi Shermie's Unmei Noya emerges as one of the most distinctive supers, not only within KOF but across the realm of fighting games. Its dramatic staging sets the tone for what should be a spectacular display of power. Shermie initiates the move with blowing a kiss, exactly how she does with her regular Mugetsu Ryun. However, unlike its counterpart, if this projectile connects, it stuns the opponent. Following this, she summons a bolt of lightning to strike the ground, dealing a devastating 50% damage to anyone caught in its path. The setup mirrors that of Mugetsu Ryun, with the projectile's appearance varying based on the button used and now rendered unblockable. But there is a significant downside to this super. It's a high-risk, low-reward gamble. Its sluggish speed and inability to combo with other moves make it challenging to land. Moreover, there is the ever-looming possibility of it backfiring, hitting Orochi Shermie herself or missing the opponent entirely. The irony of the situation is palpable, as Shermie's stylish summoning of lightning, complete with dramatic camera angles showcasing the brewing storm clouds, can swiftly turn into a hilarious moment when she ends up struck by her own creation. Clark's roaring sphere in KOF 02 UM is a spectacle to behold, showcasing a succession of grappling moves seamlessly woven together in a coherent and fluid animation. However, its beauty belies its complexity, as it stands as one of the most challenging supers to execute. Demanding fast reflexes and pinpoint timing, this move requires multiple quick executions to pull off successfully. The sequence begins with Clark sprinting towards his opponent, ensnaring them with his Frankensteiner before hoisting them into the air with his Argentine backbreaker. Rather than waiting for gravity to do its work, Clark defies expectation, leaping into the air to deliver his napalm stretch, followed swiftly by his rolling cradle. The climax of this move is a unique finisher, reminiscent of a move straight out of a wrestling arena. The fluidity and smoothness of the animation is as pleasing to look at for the viewer as is painful for whomever opponent unfortunate enough to be in its receiving end. Original Zero, known simply as Zero, stands as an iconic antagonist of the Nest saga, boasting not only formidable power, but also one of the most enigmatic and captivating hidden desperation moves in KOF 02 UM. The spectacle begins with a simple standing C from Zero. Upon connecting, Ron, the former leader of the Heizoku clan and one of Zero's strikers, intervenes, forcibly ejecting the opponent's soul from their corporeal form, while Zero ensnares the body with his coat. What follows is a display of teamwork as Chrysalid and Glugan, joining forces with Ron, converge on the vulnerable soul, unleashing a barrage of merciless attacks in the darkness that envelops the screen. When visibility returns, the strikers disperse as Zero seamlessly reunites the opponent's soul with their body, the force of the prior assault propelling them back against the wall. Witnessing this awe-inspiring super prompts contemplation of Ron's true power and capabilities. His ability to separate soul from body raises questions about the extent of his ability. Why stop at merely incapacitating opponents when the potential for a fatal strike seems within reach? The mystery surrounding this elusive figure only deepen, leaving observers to ponder the extent of his influence and abilities. But for now, let's appreciate what he can do when he teams up with Zero in this unforgettable hidden desperation move. Kusanagi's Hidden Super Desperation Move in KOF 02UM may not be an original creation, but it undeniably holds a certain allure and visual appeal. Drawing inspiration from Kyo's level 2 super, Mushiki, from KOF 97 and 98, is a fitting homage considering Kusanagi's status as Kyo's clone. The sequence unfolds as Kusanagi summons flames to the ground, igniting a towering pillar of fire through which he swiftly passes, unleashing a relentless barrage of attacks, culminating in the 100 Shiki Oniaki finisher. Known as Final Showdown Zero style, this move serves as an effective punish tool thanks to its fast startup and substantial damage output. However, its combo potential is somewhat limited. Nevertheless, it compensates by inflicting considerable chip damage, proving invaluable against opponents lacking the means to guard cancel. While the original Kyo seemingly abandoned this formidable technique, Kusanagi proudly embraces it, adopting it as his own hidden desperation move in 02UM, ensuring its legacy endures through his fiery prowess. K- stands as one of the most adored characters in the King of Fighters franchise, particularly revered in KOF 02UM, where he reigns as a top-tier combatant. Adding to his allure is his HSDM Crimson Star Load, which serves as the proverbial cherry on top of his coolness and appeal. While mastering its execution may require some practice, once grasped, it proves relatively straightforward to execute. The move sees K- entering a state reminiscent of his Blackout special, gliding slowly through his opponents. Upon reaching the other side, he executes a decisive thumbs down gesture before a colossal explosion propels them off screen. Despite its unblockable nature and instantaneous activation at close range, Crimson Star Road is not particularly damaging, and its input may pose initial challenges. Nonetheless, its undeniable coolness, staging, and execution more than compensate for any shortcomings. In fact, many consider it superior to any of K-Dash's subsequent super moves. It's regrettable that he no longer possesses such a dynamic and iconic technique, leaving fans to reminisce about its glory days on the battlefield. After dealing with the clones, now it's time to turn our attention to the original Kyo. His hidden desperation move in 02UM is best described as "Surprise mother." Kyo's God Duster may come as a surprise to many, as it's a grab super, certainly not something you'd expect from him, given he's not typically categorized as a grappler. Yet this move adds an intriguing dimension to his arsenal. As Kyo seizes his opponent by the head, delivering a resounding smack, he follows up with a relentless onslaught of flaming rekkas, culminating in a fiery dragon punch. Despite its limited range, it serves as an effective surprise tactic, capable of piercing through the staunchest defenses. Pay close attention to Kyo's expression when he grabs his adversary. I guess that's how Kyo would look like if he was cursed by the Rite of the Blood. Moreover, listen closely to his words. Asobi wa warida, as he echoes his arch-nemesis' iconic catchphrase, signaling that the time for game is over. This super is the perfect example that showcases Kyo's insane versatility and adaptability. He's not the main character of the series for no reason. Takuma may often serve as the comic relief within the Art of Fighting team, but his comedic demeanor belies his immense strength, a fact readily apparent in his hidden desperation move, Lion Killer, in his EX version. As the move unfolds, EX Takuma's gi bursts open, his belt undone, revealing his formidable physique as he channels the destructive power of the lion. Akin to a Kamehameha with a lion's head, this massively damaging full-screen fireball obliterates anything in its path. Not only does the super boast an impressive visual aesthetic, but it also proves invaluable in gameplay. Rare among hidden desperation moves, Lion Killer can serve as a combo finisher and even connect with a knockdown opponent, not to mention its high chip damage output. Canonically, its potency is unmatched, as Takuma famously employed it to single-handedly deflect the beam from the Zero Cannon, a weapon aimed at destroying South Town, an indication of its capability to obliterate entire cities. In essence, the Line Killer stands as a testament to Takuma's unparalleled strength and the devastating force he wields. This guy is underrated, I'm telling you. 2002 UM boasts a roster that includes every single boss from the KOF series up to that point, except for the ultimate antagonist Orochi. However, Orochi still makes his appearance felt through Orochi Chris's Hidden Super Desperation Move. In a stunning display, Chris undergoes a transformation into Orochi, unleashing the iconic Return to Nothingness Super. With a raise of his hand, a colossal wave erupts, decimating an opponent in its path before Chris reverts to his original form. Though this move cannot be seamlessly integrated into a combo, its sheer power and visual appeal make it a standout technique. Additionally, it serves as an effective tool for punishing opponents who leave themselves vulnerable to laggy moves. While the move may not adhere strictly to canon, as summoning Orochi typically requires specific conditions, witnessing his brief appearance during gameplay remains a monumental moment for fans of the series. Nameless, the successor to K49 in KOF 02 UM, not only inherits his moveset, but also brings a fresh aesthetic and backstory to the table. His Hidden Super Desperation Move, Rinku, showcases his power and complexity. Removing the glove from his left hand, Nameless conjures a towering pillar of flame, within which the image of Isolde emerges amidst the chaos. While slightly slow to start, this move can sometimes work as an anti-air option, but it is its devastating chip damage that renders me speechless. Just look at this ridiculous amount of chip damage it causes. Not to mention the hitbox that dominates 3/4 of the screen. Its versatility is further highlighted by its ability to nullify projectiles and bypass those in close proximity, all while rendering Nameless invincible during startup and most of the animation. However, beyond its gameplay mechanics, Rinku captivates with its striking aesthetics. The inclusion of Nameless's scream and the fleeting silhouette of his last love add depth and emotion to the move's visual spectacle. Speaking of which, just who is the girl shown as the silhouette, and why does she look like Kula? Well, it's a long story that I've already covered in another video. Shameless self-promoting aside, it's astonishing how much lore a non-canon character with a unique appearance might have. Before unveiling the #1 spot, here are some honorable mentions. I can't believe that Yamazaki Super didn't get enough votes from you to make it in the main list. I am disappointed in you guys. If it was up to me, I'd totally put him in the #1 spot. How could you do this to me? I'll never ask for your opinions again. It's clear from the majority of votes that Athena's Psycho Medley reigns supreme, and rightfully so. Not only is it one of the hardest and most visually stunning supers in KOF 2002 UM, but it's also considered one of the best by your standards. Athena charges toward her opponent with lightning-fast strikes, seamlessly transitioning through her iconic costumes from previous games, starting with the most recent and ending with the oldest. But she doesn't stop there. She even transforms into her ancestor, Princess Athena. Depending on the final input used, Psycho Medley offers different finishers, providing options for either extra damage or a bit of life restoration. It's a spectacle for viewers and a true challenge for players, demanding impeccable timing and precision to execute successfully. I can personally attest to the difficulty, having finally pulled this off in an online match after what felt like an eternity of attempts. Combining beauty, difficulty, and nostalgia, Athena's Psycho Medley stands as a mesmerizing sight, deserving of its rightful place as the top of this list. What is your favorite Hidden Super Desperation move in O2UM? Would you like to see a similar list for the other games? I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions in the comments section below. Special thanks to my patrons for their support. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like this, and why not consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching.